Hi, my name is Steve Wynn. I'm the Director of Instruction at Rosedale Golf and Country Club in Bradenton, Florida. I'm PGA Master Golf Professional and the 2013 North Florida Section PGA Teacher of the Year. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the grip. First thing to understand about the grip is that we want to have a neutral grip. So I'm going to take you hand by hand, but first I need you to understand that your hands are the only part that connect you to the golf club. So they're going to dictate what the club face does, and they're also going to dictate when we get later into the swing plane of how the golf club moves through the hitting area. So what we basically want to do in a neutral grip is we're going to start with the left hand. Strongly recommend that you grip the golf club one hand at a time. So we're going to grip the left hand first and then the right hand second. Too many people walk up and just put their hands on it both at the same time. So I want you to go left hand first, right hand second. In the left hand, what we're going to do is we're going to have no more than 2 knuckles showing when we put the golf club down in front of us. Okay, this is going to give us a neutral grip. No more than two knuckles. The thumb of the left hand is going to rest slightly on the right side of the grip. But if I take you onto this side, we're going to see that the left hand is going to be a little bit more up in the palm than most people would think. It runs along the bottom of the fingers, goes from the top of the pinky through the middle knuckle of the forefinger, and it's going to slide right underneath that heel pad. So as I bring my hand over to the top, we don't want to feel that it's a tremendously amount in the fingers. If you get the golf club too much in the fingers in either of your hands, you're going to have a great instability in the club face. So it's going to feel a little bit more up in the palm than conventional. Okay? When I get the hand down, we've got the 2 knuckles. You're going to notice that I have a little V or a line point in here. That's going to go right up between my right ear and my right shoulder. As I bring my right hand on now, basically we're just going to bring it right on the side. We're going to take the club now and place it at the bottom of the fingers, so it's not solely going to be in the fingers. Again, that's going to have too much instability. We're going to place it at the bottom of the fingers at an angle. We're going to wrap the hand over the top. So I'm going to form a V between my right thumb and my right forefinger. Okay, that V is going to go right on top of the grip. And that line that we formed again, like we did in the left hand, once again is going to go between my right shoulder and my right ear. And what we do want to have also, very important, is what we call a trigger finger. You can see my forefinger compared to my middle fingers. We want to have a forefinger that provides stability. It's going to help promote stability of the golf club when we get up to the top. Okay, so from there, if I start gripping the club tightly, you can see that the club face doesn't move a lot. If I get the golf club much more in my fingers, which some people do too much, as I start to grip it a lot, there's a lot of play in that club face. So as you swing down and you start to grip the club a little bit tighter, which is gravity centrifugal force, if the club is too much in the fingers, it's going to gyrate from side to side. Okay? So as we look at it from the top, we have one line up between the shoulder and the ear. Right hand comes over. We're going to hide that left thumb always. We come over the top. That line between my right thumb and my right forefinger, same spot. Again, being a neutral. You basically have 3 different ways you can grip the club now that we've got it properly placed in our hands. Not one of them is better than the other. Well, we have to remain in a neutral position in this view on top. One of the ways you can grip it is called a 10-finger grip, which simply means you're going to put all 10 fingers of your hands on the grip. But once again, from the front view, we have the correct alignment positions in both hands. The other one is what we call an interlocking grip, which you simply take the pinky of the right hand, forefinger of the left hand, and we're going to lock them together. The hands are going to stay together. We don't want any gaps. But once again, when you notice and you look down, the positioning and the angles of the fingers and the V on top are still the same as it was in the 10-finger grip. Tiger Woods uses this grip. Jack Nicklaus used that grip. Nancy Lopez. The most common grip that there is from underneath is what we call an overlapping grip. And that simply means taking the pinky of the right hand and placing it in the gap between the left forefinger and the middle finger. Something like that. Now as we bring it down, but you're going to notice all of them are doing the exact same thing in this view. All of my alignment lines and my fingers are all the same. Okay? So as we're talking now about grip pressure, whichever one you decide to choose, we want to keep it constant. Okay? The easiest thing about grip pressure is just to think whatever pressure you have as you swing, you want to keep it constant. There's a very simple rule of thumb. If you tend to hit the ball to the left, you hook it, you curve it too much from right to left, I would firm up your grip pressure slightly to keep the club face and your wrist from rotating the club face over too much. If you tend to slice it out to the right too much, it's probably because your grip pressure is way too tight. That does not allow the club face to rotate over. So you're going to want to lighten up your grip pressure to allow the face to come over and across. So basically what we have in grip pressure is we're going to try to keep it constant. We're going to find a pressure that allows us to release the club face or square it up. and we want to keep it basically firm in your fingers, okay, nice and firm in your fingers, but you want to keep it soft in your wrists, okay, so that everything basically can move in rhythm. So you don't ever feel like you're losing control of the club. This is what people usually use as loose. We don't want a loose grip. We want it light in the hands. The pressure is also, when you apply it, it's above the grip, meaning our thumbs, my right palm pushing down on my left thumb, and the pressure is underneath the grip. It is never on the sides, okay? We never want to apply pressure on the left or the right side of the grip, okay? Now, as we go through the golf swing here in the next couple of segments, we're going to see how important it is to have a neutral grip, because as we start to swing the club up to the top in the next segment, the ideal position when we get to the top is we're going to be trying to get the bottom line of the golf club in line with the back of your left wrist. That's what we call on plane and a square club face. If we start in the hole already with an incorrect grip, it's going to be very difficult to get to that extremely important position at the top. So the grip is a first fundamental, a huge fundamental in golf. Let's get that right and we'll be on our way. Hope that helps you, and thank you for joining me.